I'm Chris Sturmbus with Matt Lautner Cattle TV. We're here at the 2011 West Virginia Livestock Roundup in Jackson's Mill, West Virginia. We're in our Market Heifer Division Championship. We've got several outstanding class winners out here in the ring. Our class winners are Jeff Hull, Century Cattle Company, Jerry Hull, Laura Halver, John Bob Spiker, Lee Farms, John Johnston, and our last class winner is Tiana Suttle. Our judge for the show, currently in view, is Dr. Clint Rusk from South Dakota State University. Our market heifer sponsor is McHale Farms from Lewisburg and Union, West Virginia. Steve and Olivia McHale, really appreciate Steve's support. Steve has brought some of the highest selling cattle ever here at the Jackson Mills Roundup. He had the Grand Champion Junior Heifer in 2009, sired by Heat Wave, and she was the highest heifer ever sold here in the sale. Last year they had Champion Heifer in the Open and Junior Show, and they were both by Monopoly. And look for next year's calf crop out of Heat Wave, Monopoly, and Steve's new bull Mojito. So got a great lineup there at McHale Farms. Judge is currently looking at that Class 4 champion shown by Class 4 champion shown by James Hunter. She's certainly a really stout one, big bone, a lot of body and shape. As I said, McHale Farms has had a very successful run here in West Virginia. They actually exhibited the Grand Champion Fat Steer at the West Virginia State Fair this year, sired by Alias. So they've had a lot of success with those Lautner bulls. So as I said, once again, thanks to McHale Farms for their sponsorship of the Market Heifer Show. Some of the contenders, at least in my mind, are the heifer there shown by Laura Halver there in the 5th hole. That's right directly behind our judge. That's a really stout market heifer prospect, really a lot of power and bone. The heifer directly to her left shown by John Bob Spiker. She's not quite as massive or stout as far as her muscle pattern, but that's a very complete, deep-bodied, sound female as well. The female next there in line, shown by the Johnston family, she's really highly presented, really shag-haired, square-hipped, really level in her lines, up-headed and attractive. That's a really impressive female as well. So as we said, we've got a great lineup of market heifer prospects here in the Division 4 of the Farmer Steer and Heifer Show. Once we complete this division, we'll have our Supreme Drive, but we've got a great lineup throughout this overall day of shows, but probably this would be our stoutest division we've seen throughout the day here in the Market Heifers. So we'll be excited to see how the champion Market Heifer, whoever it will be, stacks up against the boys in the Supreme Drive here in just a little bit. So definitely a intriguing lineup. Looks like he likes that James Hunter heifer quite well there in the 4 hole. He'd be directly behind our judge. That's a really complete female for sure from the side. Strike that. The one there, class, the heifer currently views John Bob Spiker, but the heifer there in 4, shown by the young man, once again, was shown by Laura Halver. She's got the 2 females right there in the middle. Laura's there to the left, and the other heifer's there right to the right. 2 really stout females. They were one of the better sets here today. And we'll listen to our judge's comments.
We have all the way through in this lineup, and felt like I was able to be more consistent actually than I was in the steer show, just based on the quality and what we had to come to the top of each of those classes. Starting with the red halter heifer here in front, if you want one to go down the road a ways, she'll be ready next year, and I think maybe a little later than some of them, but there's a nice made heifer, really good hips, big body. She's pretty cool. There's one that might get overlooked in the sale, but I think there's one that I think has a lot of potential. The black heifer behind her, boy, when she pops her head up, she strikes a nice look on the side view. Today, her shoulder doesn't maybe fit in with the rest of her body quite as neatly. I mean, we get into the little details now of trying to pick a champion, but when that heifer gets fat and comes together, she'll be one I think could have an awfully nice look next fall. Young man, the red halter heifer, I like her in class. She has the front 1/3 that I really like. A pretty nice rib. We talked about her needing to elevate her in her pin setting just a touch, but there's a lot of things about her that can certainly come together down the road. The young man behind him in class number 4 has one that's probably as ready as any of them in terms of it looks like a market heifer today, big body, thick, really good hip.
The heifer there in view is the one being currently discussed by our judge. He likes that one extremely well from his comments. The first 3 class winners he spoke of very highly. I think they all have some pieces, just need a little more time and feed, but that he likes that class 4 champion for being her power and shape and early maturity, to be a real modern type and kind. And the heifer there coming next, another one we think is a contender, shown by Laura Hauber as well. Neck shoulder junction is just exceptional, really big bodied. Maybe she's just a little too sickled, as our judge just alluded to. She gets maybe just a little round there as she goes, but that's an exceptional female from the side. Certainly going to appreciate how she's going to be sound all the way down the road. That extra set's probably not a bad thing, at least in my mindset. The next female is that female super complete, shown by John Bob Spiker. Our judge made the comment in class, and he just made it again here in the drive, that she'd be one that'd be hard to part with as a breeding piece. Not quite as stout as some of the other heifers, but an intriguing female. The next female currently in view is shown by the Johnston family, striking from the side, really angular, attractive, not quite as powerful as the others. And then down the end there's another nice female, a little slicker hair, as our judge said, not quite as powerful or stylish, but a great set of females.
I'd like to have her second from the far end to be our champion, and then you bring her on.
And the female that'll be your champion was shown by the Johnston family, John R. Johnston from Greenbrier County, West Virginia. She'll be your grand champion market heifer. Congratulations to the Johnston family and an outstanding market heifer prospect. She'll be one that certainly will have a lot of friends come sale day. As I said, thanks again to our sponsor, McHale Farms, Steve and Olivia McHale. You can get in touch with Steve at 304-667-1962. He's going to have a great set of calves next year out of Heat Wave Monopoly and his herd sire Mojito. As we said, he's had the highest selling heifer in history here at Jackson Mills just 2 years ago. Sired by Heat Wave, she sold for over 10,000. So he certainly has the good ones. Definitely give Steve a shout. And he actually also had the grand champion fat steer at the State Fair, sired by Alias. So he's got a lot of quality there in his program. The female there in 4th will be your reserve champion market heifer. Excuse me, John Bob Spiker, the female now in reserve. Will actually be reserve, excuse me. Congratulations to John Bob, an outstanding market heifer prospect. Really intriguing set of females to win the market heifer show. Once again, thanks to Steve McHale.